Have you ever noticed how some guys seem to have a natural magnetism that makes any woman melt for them without even understanding why? While you try everything and still get stuck in that gray area where she only sees you as a nice friend. Pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you now. There are specific psychological tactics that activate triggers in the female subconscious, creating an attraction so profound she can't even explain it herself. It's as if you had access to the control panel of her mind, but in a completely natural and authentic way. You're going to become an architect of attraction. Do you know what happens when you ignore these tactics? You continue in that same frustrating situation. Conversations that lead nowhere, dates that end with an awkward hug, unanswered messages, and the worst part, watching her fall for another guy who doesn't even try as hard as you do. It hurts, doesn't it? The truth is, you're playing the wrong game. Trying to impress with expensive gifts, romantic declarations, or being the nice guy who's always available. None of that works, because you're not activating the right triggers in her subconscious. I've spent the last 7 years immersed in behavioral psychology and relationship dynamics. I've tested everything you can imagine, and I've discovered an ultra-rare pattern that few men consciously apply. I'm going to give you the 5 most powerful psychological tactics to make her fall for you without her even realizing what's happening. First tactic, the selective curiosity trigger. You need to understand one fundamental thing about the female mind. It's naturally drawn to mystery, to what it can't fully decipher. When you reveal everything about yourself all at once, you kill the attraction before it even begins. It works like this. Instead of telling your entire life story on the first date, you plant seeds of curiosity. You mention something interesting about your past, and then change the subject. You start an engaging story and stop at the climax, saying you'll tell the rest another day. Remember that time you spent hours binge-watching a series because you had to know what would happen in the next episode? That's exactly what you're going to create in her mind. An almost addictive need to know more about you. Can you feel the power of that? Second tactic, intermittent validation. This is a secret almost no one notices. Most guys either compliment too much, coming across as desperate, or don't compliment at all, seeming disinterested. The secret lies in the strategic middle ground. You'll validate her unpredictably. Today, you notice her new perfume. Tomorrow, you completely ignore her new outfit. Then, you give a genuine compliment about something no one else noticed, like her unique way of solving problems. Her brain will become obsessed, trying to understand your pattern. And every time she receives your validation, it will release dopamine as if she'd won the lottery. You become literally addictive. There's a story that perfectly exemplifies this. A guy I knew applied this technique with a coworker. For weeks, he alternated between moments of intense attention and periods of complete focus on work. The result? She actively started seeking his approval without even realizing she was doing it. Does that make sense to you? Third tactic, advanced subconscious mirroring. Here, we enter truly powerful territory. Studies show that our brains are programmed to trust and connect with people who move and speak like us. It's a primitive survival mechanism, but I'm not talking about copying her every gesture like a robot. That's amateur and obvious. You'll mirror her emotional rhythm. If she's excited telling a story, you'll increase your energy too. If she's reflective, you'll slow down and become more introspective. It's like a dance of bodies and minds that happens below the conscious radar. Pay attention to this. You'll also use the same keywords she uses to describe feelings. If she says something was incredible, you use incredible instead of cool or awesome. Her subconscious will register you as someone who truly understands her. Do you see the difference? Fourth tactic, strategic perceptual scarcity. This technique is an absolute game changer. You need to position yourself as a prize, not as an option available 24 hours a day. Don't reply to messages immediately. Have an interesting life that she wants to be a part of. Casually mention other social engagements without giving details. Create the perception that your time is valuable and in demand. I once applied this with a woman I was interested in. Instead of agreeing to go out on the day she suggested, I said I already had plans, but could fit her in at another time. The shift in dynamics was instantaneous. Suddenly, she was making an effort to win my time. Her subconscious will process you as someone of high value. And we all want what's scarce and valuable. It's human nature. Are you following along? Fifth tactic, deep emotional anchoring. This is the most powerful technique of all. You're going to associate your presence with the best feelings she can experience. Whenever you're together, create emotionally charged experiences. It doesn't have to be something grand. It could be a deep conversation about her dreams while watching the sunset. An inside joke only the two of you understand. A moment of shared vulnerability. The trick is for you to be the one who leads these experiences. You choose the moment, the place, the emotional tone. Over time, her brain will create an automatic association. Your presence equals incredible feelings. Remember that song that immediately transports you to a special moment? You're going to become that song for her. Every time she thinks of you, she'll feel a wave of positive emotions she can't even explain. Can you visualize the impact of that? Now let me anticipate something that must be going through your head. You might be thinking this is manipulation, that it's not right to use psychology to create attraction. I understand that concern, truly, but think with me. Everything we do in relationships involves psychology. The way we dress, the way we speak, the way we act. Everything communicates something. The difference is that now you're doing it consciously, with purpose. It's not about deceiving anyone. It's about presenting the best version of yourself in a way that deeply resonates with her. It's about creating a genuine connection, using the principles of how the human mind truly works. You already use psychology all the time without realizing it. Now you're just refining that skill. I'm going to tell you about the CASA framework I developed to apply these tactics naturally. C for curiosity. You always maintain an element of mystery, something new for her to discover about you. A for strategic authenticity. Be genuine, but with intention. Show your qualities subtly, don't force it. S for emotional synchronicity. Connect with her feelings, not just her words. A for subtle action. Implement everything so naturally that it seems spontaneous. This framework is your internal radar for navigating any interaction. When you master this, attraction happens almost automatically. Let me give you a practical example of how all of this works together. Imagine you're in a bustling coffee shop with that interesting woman. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee fills the air. You're applying subconscious mirroring, matching her emotional rhythm. Suddenly, you notice an opportunity. She mentions something about loving adventures. Instead of telling her about all your travels, you casually mention that you have an incredible story about something that happened in Budapest. But it's too long to tell right now. Curiosity planted. Then you shift the focus to her, asking a deep question about what adventure truly means to her. As she speaks, you validate something specific and unique in her answer, something that shows you're truly paying attention. Intermittent validation applied. During the conversation, you check your phone and mention that you need to confirm something for tomorrow, subtly creating the perception that you have a busy life. Perceptual scarcity in action. And all this time, you're creating a unique emotional experience. Laughing together, sharing insights, building a connection she'll associate with you forever. Emotional anchoring established. Do you see how everything connects? Now I need to be direct with you. These psychological tactics are too powerful to be ignored. Every day that passes without you applying them is a lost day, a wasted opportunity to create deep and meaningful connections. Most men will continue doing the same things that don't work. Being predictable, needy, too available. You have the chance to be different. Remember what I said at the beginning about you becoming an architect of attraction? Now you have the tools, you have the blueprint, you know exactly how to build those emotional foundations in her subconscious that will sustain a genuine and lasting passion. The question is, will you use this knowledge or will you let it pass you by? Pay close attention to what I'm going to say now. What separates men who succeed in relationships from those who always stay in the friend zone isn't looks, money, or status. It's understanding how attraction truly works on a psychological level. You've just received a treasure map that few men have access to. Tactics refined over years of study and practice. Secrets that the $500 per course relationship industry doesn't want you to know. Each of these techniques is a piece of the puzzle. When you put them all together, you create a practically irresistible force of attraction. Selective curiosity makes her think about you constantly. Intermittent validation turns you into an addictive source of dopamine. Subconscious mirroring creates a deep and inexplicable connection. Perceptual scarcity elevates your value in her eyes. Emotional anchoring makes you unforgettable. Together, these tactics create a synergistic effect that multiplies attraction exponentially. You can continue being the nice guy who never gets out of the friend zone. Or you can become the man who awakens deep passions without even seeming like he's trying. The choice is yours. But let me warn you about one important thing. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. You can watch 1,000 videos, read 1,000 articles, but if you don't apply what you've learned, nothing changes. Start small. Choose one of these tactics and practice it today. It could be in a casual conversation at work, an interaction at the grocery store, or a match on a dating app. The important thing is to start, because while you're sitting there wondering if it works or not, other guys are applying it and reaping the results, building deep connections, awakening intense passions, living extraordinary relationships. You deserve that too. Before I finish, I want you to engrave this in your mind. Attraction isn't an accident. It's not luck. It's not destiny. It's a science that can be learned and mastered. You now have the most powerful psychological tools to create genuine and lasting attraction. Tools that activate deep triggers in the female subconscious. Use them wisely. Use them with purpose. Use them to create real and meaningful connections. And remember, you're not manipulating anyone. You're just communicating your value more effectively, creating memorable emotional experiences, being the best version of yourself. This is what separates ordinary men from the irresistible ones. Now, if you want to continue mastering the art of subconscious attraction and learn even more advanced tactics, do this. Like this video right now and subscribe to the channel. Do it now, before you forget, because in the next videos, I'm going to reveal even deeper secrets about female psychology that will completely transform your love life. You're about to become the architect of attraction you were always meant to be. The tools are in your hands. The blueprints have been delivered. Now build.